I got a very interesting email a couple of months ago saying, would I be interested in some free Japanese golf iron heads? Of course I replied, yeah. I'll try and give you the best reaction or a similar reaction to what I just did there a minute ago. Oh, thank God. Guys, how you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video. It's Simon here with a very special package. Japanese heads. These particular Japanese heads have a very special place in my heart, and I'll obviously explain that a tiny bit more for you guys that are potentially new to the channel. Eric, all the way in from the United States, Minneapolis to narrow it down, sent these to me for free, and I'll get into exactly why that was, and I'll read you the email. Very, very kind gentleman, so please in the comments say thank you to Eric, and I'm pretty sure that is going to be, actually that will be somewhat of the giveaway. So I want you to like this video, subscribe if you are new and you haven't already done so, and can you just put thank you Eric in a comment, and I will pick some random winners and get these sent back out to you. These heads will have done some miles by the time they've reached their final destination. Right, let me show you the email that Eric sent. Now, this email had actually been sent at the start of November, and it took me quite a while to obviously get the heads because I moved house. So I kind of forgot that I gave Eric my old address, and in that transition, obviously I didn't know I was actually going to get the house, which is obviously great that we got there. So it'd been redirected here, so it did take a while for these heads to get here. Essentially, Eric just thanked me for the content, which is quite overwhelming. Obviously I love making the videos, and I'm just grateful that obviously people like watching the videos as well. He obviously started having a bit of a play about obviously building clubs over the last couple of years, and his local shop had 20 Vega VC 036 iron heads. Now, if you're new to the channel, you might not know what these are, but they're essentially the heads that started all of this, and I'll explain a tiny bit more briefly, and I won't bore the guys that have obviously seen this quite a few times. He's used the Vega wedges in the past and putty. He's a big fan, and he said if you're interested in doing anything with them on the channel, he'd be happy to ship these over for free as a thank you for the great content, which again, Eric, I can't thank you enough. Okay, so that is a lot of talking. Let's get this package up that Eric has sent and see the irons that we have got inside. These will all be wrapped, and they also have a plastic film around them as well, I believe, yes. So these have all actually been individually weighed. That is to help with obviously swing weighting. If you were, let's say, a proper club builder, opposed to myself. Oh, he's actually got a nice little message in it. Oh, how kind. Simon, thanks for all the entertainment. A small token of appreciation from Minneapolis. Strongest, best, worst golf course. Does it say strongest, best / worst golf course? All the best, Eric. And he has sent me a ball mark as well, which is incredibly kind. So Eric, again, thank you ever so much. That is I love it. So we've got one, we have got 2, 3, 4, and last but not least 5. But these actually, these chrome ones, don't look like they're going to rust at all actually, and these actually look a bit chunkier than the ones that I've actually used in the past, to be fair, compared to the ones. Now, the ones that I did have back in the past were 3 iron heads, so they did look more bladey, but these actually do look a tiny bit more forgiving, a bit more of a muscle back, but they look super clean, super clean. I'm going to build this one here, and we're going to find a shaft, find a ferrule, find a grip, which is going to be a lot harder than you actually realise, as you don't understand how messy my garage currently is with all my stuff. And then these 4 I'm going to give away. It's going to be well, I'm going to give away this obviously built, and these 4 given away individually. It's all going to be random, but as I say, like, subscribe, thank Eric. And also, Eric, I want to add you to the pay and WhatsApp group, as I think you'll be a great addition. Obviously, you know what you're talking about. You build clubs, you buy clubs, you sell clubs, so obviously you'll be a great addition to the group, free of charge. So I'll make sure to get in contact, get your number, and yeah, look forward to chatting to you more. Bit more research on this particular model of Vega head, and considering that Vega, or these Vega iron heads, pretty much gave me my career over the last 2 years, I didn't actually know that much about their models. Now, the VMs is pretty much what I got, the Vega muscles, or the Vega DCs, which is the Vega dual cavities, and then the blade versions. They were all 01s and 02s, which are very small heads, and as I said at the start of the video, small blade, good training aid in winter, centeredness of strike, ball striking, not that forgiving, you name it. Now, that is the opposite of what actually this is. And I didn't actually know Vega actually made cavity back irons, which goes to show how naive I actually am. This is the VC03 Vega cavity, and this is probably the second, or is the second to largest head they do. They actually do a VC05 as well, which I imagine is obviously going to be bigger than this. The interesting bit, do I have a 0.355 tapered tip to go in this? There's two different types of shafts. If you want to get a really in-depth club building, it's not even in-depth because obviously I just do it with tape, glue and hardly any tools, but I'll go into a lot more detail. Just type in SAS Golf Club Building. It's basically how I built the 3-iron of this one, and I basically do a step-by-step process. But essentially we need glue, we need a shaft, which I'm hoping at the back of my mind, I feel like I've got a load of pullouts and part of a deal which is going to work beautifully in this because it's kind of already cut to length. But you need a 0.355 tip tapered to go in majority of Vega heads. I think they can do a 0.370, but I think you need an expert club builder to obviously put that in and everything else. But 0.35 tapered, glued in here, put the grip on, and we're going to be good to go. But the main thing is I need to find the shaft, otherwise this video basically stops here. So this is when the wife kills me for showing what kind of state our garage is actually in. I've started unloading the lockup to come here. It's not quite finished, but obviously that's costing me £170 a month at the moment, and all our stuff and belongings is slowly coming here, as well as all the golf clubs. You can see I've still got tons of ping demo irons to obviously list. I'm hoping to build some kind of racking down the side here in the future, so all my golf clubs will be stored into drivers, hybrids, basically a mini golf bidder. That is exactly what this is going to be, and potentially a workshop slash shed slash simulator. If anyone wants to build me one in the back garden, that would be great. Anyway, what I'm looking for is, I'm hoping, which I believe I can already see them, which is great. I need to get these out in particular. I'm hoping they are going to have, hang on, let me get better light. Hoping inside here is going to be, and oh, it's beautifully at the top as well. These have all been pullouts, and they've all been, as you can see, labelled here by the person that pulled them out when this gentleman changed his shafts. As you can see here, this is actually in a job lot of clubs that one of you guys actually got in touch with me. I won't mention the gentleman's name because I don't know if he wants to be named, but obviously thank you to him. And these were actually pullouts from a set of clubs that obviously he got reshafted. You can see here they've all got the shafts down the side of them, all labelled, and will all be at standard length once in the head, I presume. Obviously I'll have to measure that because obviously different hosels, different head, you know what I'm talking about. Well, hopefully you do anyway. Now I'm almost positive the Elevate Tour Stiff Flex is a 0.355 tapered shaft. If it's not, then this is a massive waste of time. And as you can see, the guy that obviously pulled these did an expert job, as most pros that pull them out don't even clear or take the glue out the end or anything like that. So actually this is going to be probably one of the easiest club builds of my career, as that's essentially just got to go in glued, and then with a tiny little ferrule on the end we're good to go, just to whack a grip on the end. Now I would do that cliche YouTube thing of going, here it is, moment of truth, but obviously I've tested it off camera with a sigh of relief. But I'll try and give you the best reaction, or a similar reaction to what I just did there a minute ago. Oh, thank God. Otherwise that would have been an absolute nightmare. So as you can see, very snugly fits, which is fantastic. As you can see, it's already been abrased as well. If you do buy a brand new grip shaft off eBay or whatever that hasn't been cut, highly recommend sanding it, just to obviously give it a tiny bit more abrasion. But with a tapered tip, with the name, because obviously it gets wider the further you go down, it's going to be quite a snug fit anyway. And once that's aerodated in, that's pretty much not going to go anywhere. Just need a ferrule to obviously put on the top there. That's actually going to be even harder than finding a shaft. Now I've got to find a ferrule in my garage. Interesting. So we're eventually able to find obviously a ferrule that fit this shaft. I did have to do a tiny bit of work to obviously get it on, but it is on, and it's on all the way. Obviously we've got some epoxy which we're going to mix, and then we're going to put it in the head, and then we're going to line up decal down the middle with the center line, and then obviously do the grip at the end as well. So have to leave this for like 5 to 10 minutes to obviously dry, and then we can put the grip on, and then we're pretty much the finished product. Right, it's actually been a couple of hours. I did have to pop out to do some other bits, but this head is now well and truly firmly on. Best test, try and twist it as hard as you can, and if you can't move it, then it's more than likely going to be good. All clean, all flush, which is fantastic. And as I say, I don't think this is going to come off for love nor money. I've taken the grip tape off. Quick tip, you can just use your hands. I have used a heat gun in the past, it's a lot quicker, but again, by the time I try and find my heat gun and get this done, it's probably just quicker to take it off. Normally, another quick way is just use a Stanley blade. You can't actually scratch steel. Please don't do this with graphite, but you can't actually scratch steel with the Stanley knife blade. So therefore, again, I've taken off. It's not as clean, it's not as effective as the heat gun, for example, but actually the residue glue that's left over is actually going to help apply the next layer of tape that I'm going to use, as I only want one layer. So the grip that we will be using is this Win Dry Tack. It's something that I've just got left over, and it will look quite nice on the club itself. Double-sided tape is what you need, obviously, to put this on, and white spirit to obviously slide it down the grip. One thing I forgot to add is that I had to use a pipe cutter to take ½ inch off the end, because the club itself was ½ inch longer than standard, and I just want this to be standard length, as it's probably going to fit most of you at standard length as it is anyway, if this was if you were to win the giveaway, that is. So all we got left to do now is apply this white spirit grip, and yeah, pretty much good to go. And we are done. Sorry, I forgot to press record like an idiot putting the golf grip on, but I'll show you a quick clip of me putting the golf grip on in the past. It's very, well, fill the grip up with white spirit, pour it down the grip, push on the grip. Jobs are good, and definitely use quite a lot more, or actually use grip solution rather than white spirit. I haven't got any here at the moment. Here's the standard 7-iron length, here's the 6-iron obviously next to it. Obviously you just want a tiny bit extra on the end, basically £1/4 inch. Right, that is it done. So thank you ever so much to Eric for first of all donating these to the channel. I'm sure you guys are going to be very appreciative of obviously being able to have a chance of winning these. As I say, I will post the 4 to wherever and whoever wins these, as well as obviously send this out to one of you to give a hit, play about with, bit of an experiment. Elevate Tour Stiff Dry Tack Grip Vega VC03 iron with basically leftovers that I've got from this year.
Morning Tom, hope you're doing well.
Good afternoon mate, well done on the lesson. And evening Alan, not a problem at all. And testing the G30s and the afternoon gents, on my way to the lockup. Go pick up the Mura iron. Guys, thank you ever so much for watching. Catch you guys later.